In the headlines, APC presidential candidate meets Christian Association of Nigeria, defends same faith ticket choice. Senate debates new Naira notes, rejects call for deadline extension. Ghana makes U-turn, expresses regrets over travel advisory on Abuja. And on the foreign scene, Equatorial Guinea President Obiang seeks to extend 43-year rule. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Hello and welcome once again. We begin with politics, where the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, on Wednesday met with the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria in Abuja. The meeting is the second leg of the CAN Presidential Interactive Session. At the meeting, Tinubu told the CAN leadership that his decision to vie for the nation's top job is in line with the country's constitution, as he allayed fears over his same-faith ticket. The leadership of CAN and the new president, Daniel Uko, presented a charter of demands and issues to the APC presidential candidate. They demanded, among others, state police or a decentralized policing system, devolution of power to states, equal rights for all religions and their adherents, right to self-determination by all ethnic groups, right to control natural resources by communities that bear them, no to open grazing, and equitable electoral system that guarantees the right to vote and be voted for by all.
I have never led myself to baseless prejudice and discrimination. To do so will be a recipe for failure in governance of a diverse society. And I'm not a man that is in that frame of mind. I never chased people out of Lagos, nor made them feel unwanted under my administration. Lagos welcomed all comers and continue to do so till today.
Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has apologized to the former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, for supporting the re-election of Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State in September 2020. Wike tendered the apology to Oshiomhole when the ex-APC chairman commissioned the Rumuepiro-Kom flyover in Obiakpo local government area of the state. The report.
Governor Wike said he has learned his lessons and advised that the past should remain in the past. He also reiterated that he would not support anyone that does not have the interest of Rivers people at heart.
I want to tell my people I sincerely apologize to you, but you too, you prepared me here. During 2019 election, you sent in all the soldiers in this world, but the people stood firm and resisted it. So you did me one, me I did you one. So now we are friends.
1-1.
So let's back from the bygone. So he did me and retaliated. But even though in the Bible they say when somebody does you bad, don't retaliate. Politically, when anybody does it back, retaliate.
Inaugurating the flyover project, Oshiomhole, who is also a former Edo State governor, lauded Wike for initiating and completing many beautiful projects in Rivers State, saying results don't lie. Oshiomhole denied using agencies to disrupt the 2019 governorship campaign and elections in Rivers State while he was the national chairman of the APC.
Those executive exchanges have a way of communicating to our people that political divide is not war. It is my hope and prayers that more people like you will come into governance. Because a country cannot be led by people who can sustain a fight on what they believe in. Somebody asked me, on the matter don't do, I said, you cannot correct the truth. I mean, you can't change a position you have taken on principle if the basis of the decision has not changed. That is character.
Both Obaseki and Oshomole, however, fell apart due to intra-party squabbles, and Obaseki couldn't secure the APC ticket to return to office in 2020. Meanwhile, Obaseki and Wike have been at loggerheads amid crisis rocking the PDP, as Obaseki backed PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, whilst Wike continued to demand the resignation of Iochia Ayu as a precondition to support Atiku's presidential ambition for 2023.
Now to legislative matters, where the Senate has resolved to provide legislative support for the policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria to redesign some of the Naira notes. The upper chamber made this resolution after a heated debate on a motion moved by Senator Obasani on CBN's policy. The report.
The Central Bank of Nigeria had in October announced a new policy to redesign the 1,000, 500 and 200 Naira denominations. As the Senate resumed plenary this Wednesday after a 4-week recess, the issue of Naira note redesign was brought forward for debate. Chairman, Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Senator Obasani, moved the motion for the debate.
In recent years, the bank has recorded a consistent rise in incidences of counterfeiting of the Naira, with 500 and 1,000 denomination banknotes most attacked. The threat to counterfeiting of the two denominations is a function of a large margin between cost of counterfeiting and gains derivable from the criminal act.
Majority of the senators across party lines supported the policy, but however called for an extension of the deadline in order to ensure that more people comply. Senate also suggests that the CBN governor, Governing Emefiele, appears before it to shed more light on the policy.
1 month and a half is extremely short for what we're about to do, because if you withdraw 1 trillion from this economy at once in a month, the ripple effect will affect everybody.
In matters like this, you don't need to flog it and over-publicize it. Those who have decided to do this between the Mr. President and the CBN government, they know why they are doing this thing. Let us leave them alone.
Other lawmakers, however, have contrary opinions.
If the CBN had wanted our support, we are major stakeholders in the economy of this country. One would have expected that there would have been proper consultation, even though it is our exclusive preserve to do what they are doing.
Deputy Senate President Oviomo Agege, who presided over Wednesday's plenary, agreed with the CBN policy of redesigning the Naira.
It is within the exclusive preserve of the CBN board on the based on the recommendation of Mr. President and the approval of Mr. President to carry out this redesigning, the form and the marks is within their exclusive preserve. And this also applies to timing.
The new Naira notes are expected to be launched on the 15th of December 2022, while the deadline for the old note is January 31st, 2023.
And the Minister of Education, Adamu, is insisting that the lecturers will not be paid for the period they were on strike, as the federal government cannot breach its no work, no pay policy. He spoke to Newsman at State House Abuja on Wednesday on the protest by Academic Staff Union of Universities over pro-rata payment of the October salaries of lecturers. The minister spoke after the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council, during which Cabinet approved the contract for the printing of sensitive and necessary materials for the National Examinations Council in the sum of over 5.1 billion naira. Kende Amodu reports.
Lecturers in a couple of universities have embarked on protests against the pro-rata payment of October salaries, alleging that the decision by government was employed to make them casual workers. The minister says this is not so.
How can anybody make a university lecturer or a casual? Do you know the meaning of casual worker? But if you know the meaning of a casual worker, it is impossible to make a university lecturer a casual worker.
But insists that the position of the federal government has not changed.
That's the position of the government, that it is not going to pay anyone for work not done. And they only did, I think, the number of days that they were paid.
The back and forth between the minister and ASU shows there's still some disquiet in the education sector at the tertiary level. At lower levels, however, business continues as usual, with the cabinet approving 3 contracts for the education ministry, including the printing of sensitive and necessary materials for the National Examinations Council, NECO. Meanwhile, the cabinet also approved on Wednesday the contract for the procurement of operational vehicles for the Federal Road Safety Commission to the sum of 2.5 billion naira. This week's Federal Executive Council was presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, the first after his 2-week medical leave in London. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
And the Ghanaian government has expressed regrets over its travel advisory to its citizens to keep away from Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. Ghana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration says it's unaware of the threat to its citizens in Nigeria's seat of power and regrets the inconvenience its earlier travel advisory may have caused to the traveling public. But in a follow-up advisory tagged Security Update in Abuja, Nigeria, which the ministry issued to all media houses, the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Ministry says it is not aware of any threat targeted at Ghanaians who continue to live in harmony with their Nigerian brothers and sisters. And over 500 secondary school students from the Northeast region have participated in the annual Northeast Festival of Literature, Culture and Creativity in Gombe State. Organizers of the annual festival said the event was organized to provide a platform for the youth to discover their talent. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Students representing various secondary schools across the 6 states of the Northeast region participated in the annual Northeast Festival of Literature, Culture and Creativity. Organizers said the event will help the youth to discover their talent and discourage them in political thuggery or other forms of criminality.
Basically, what we want to achieve is to encourage youths. Like I said, when we started this program, it was when in the heat of Boko Haram crisis, when a lot of youth were being asked to join Boko Haram because of poverty. You know, some of them were saying that, okay, at least they will get some money by joining insurgency. And a lot of people are being enticed. Even today, we see politicians using these youths, giving them stipends to go and perpetrate evil. But if we give them an opportunity, they are able to stand on their own. They will not perpetrate this evil. So our intention, what we want to achieve is to ensure that we have youths that are able to stand on their feet and will not venture into any kind of violence or anything that will become detrimental to the society. So this is what we intend to achieve, and at the end of it all, to create a harmonious and a peaceful society.
Participants who exhibited extraordinary performance and received various prizes spoke on the experiences gained during the festival and the way forward.
This is a program mainly for writers, poets, and then artists. That is people who used to draw, paint, and then dress. It is a place where people come to share creativity, display talent, and a lot of things.
Yeah, for plan, actually, I can say this is just the beginning, because one of the intention of me coming here is that actually I can.
It's really challenging and it lets you bring out the creativity.
These young Nigerians need support from the government and other stakeholders in the educational sector to further develop their talent and creativity in literature. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Now, a civil servant in Kaduna State has ventured into ice block selling to feed his family, as his salary cannot sustain him for a month amidst rising cost of living. Muhammad Antony, with a wife and 6 children, finds it difficult to survive due to persistent increase in the price of commodities in the market. Bella Musa has more.
The rising cost of living occasioned by rising inflation is no doubt hitting hard on salary earners, as salary no longer sustain many families.
This rising cost of essential commodities really affect a civil servant in so many ways. When you buy this locally made rice, Nigerian made rice, it costs about more than 30,000 now, about 32, 34 or thereabout, more than 30,000 naira. Not to talk of the foreign rice. We are not even talking about that. We are talking of the local rice that is produced in Nigeria, sometimes precisely within Kaduna and other places. It's more than 30,000 naira. And you are giving 30,000 naira as your minimum wage. Where do you start from?
Living on salary becomes challenging to him, as he finds it difficult to cater for his family's basic needs. Anthony, through contribution and family support, ventured into selling ice blocks to augment his salary.
I was able to even make some kind of contributions within ourselves, within my colleagues. I was able to buy cold room, this kind of bigger fridge that was fabricated here in Kaduna, precisely in Panteka. It will be fabricated, it will be made in such a way that it will serve as a fridge where you will put in water in a ladder to produce ice blocks.
According to him, civil servants are in terrible condition due to cost of living, and to cushion the effect, he therefore suggests living wage instead of minimum wage.
Government should look inward and let's have a living wage, not a minimum wage. A living wage. A living wage is something that can take care of yourself, your needs.
Besides civil servants, other Nigerians are battling with the rising prices of goods and services, which they hope government will rise up to the occasion and fix the economy. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Stay with us on Trust TV News Update. Still ahead. We'll tell you why 1 million cows will be vaccinated in Adamawa. Details of this and more after the break. Stay with us.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. My name is Femi Adebayo. This holiday season, StarTimes is taking us to a better level. You can step up your family entertainment with the StarTimes upgrade promo. You recharge 2 months on Nova Bouquet and get upgraded to Basic or Smart Bouquet. Recharge 2 months on Basic or Smart Bouquet, you get upgraded to Classic or Super Bouquet. And if you recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet, you get 10 days free on your subscription. This upgrade automatically qualifies you for a weekly draw to win 55-inch Smart TV, PA systems, home appliances, and more. These prizes are proudly sponsored by Longreach, Wayon, and Amaz. This promo is from the 15th November to 15th January 2023. Times and conditions apply. On StarTimes, every day is the best day ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. StarTimes. Entertain your family.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now let's recap our top stories. APC presidential candidate meets Christian Association of Nigeria, defends same-faith ticket choice. And Senate debates new Naira notes, rejects calls for deadline extension. And moving on to other news, the federal government has been tasked to take advantage of geospatial technology for effective planning in response to climate change and insecurity, among other emerging challenges. The call was part of resolutions at a geospatial stakeholders conference, which was part of activities marking the 2022 Geographic Information System Day. Speakers at the event, which attracted officials of the National Space Research and Development Agency, security agents and IT engineers, among others, are unanimous in their submissions on the opportunities provided by geospatial technology. The theme of Geographic Information Day 2022, Inspiring Spatial Citizens, is intended to empower a wide demographic to engage their spatial awareness as a powerful tool in the growth and betterment of societies.
And one of the major problems of geospatial technology in the country is software. Software, two aspects of it, cost and knowledge, is what you have. People carry the software, but they don't know how to use it. So, and that's one major issue itself. And the number is increasing because universities and colleges are introducing GIS. One, there are no people to train. And then two, the users don't exist. Then the users that exist do not have the appropriate software. And even when they have what they have tried to download from sites that provide those with cracked licenses, they still don't know how to use it.
And now to Adamawa State, where the state government says it is committed towards nipping in the bud all causes of herder-farmer clashes in the state. Now, this was made known at a flag-off of mass vaccination campaign against transboundary animal diseases. Salis Lawan reports that 1 million cows are expected to be vaccinated, while 3 million cattle are targeted within the next year. The report.
The transboundary animal diseases, which are highly contagious, are also transmissible with the potential of spreading rapidly among cattle, causing negative socio-economic and public health consequences.
It's a normal routine by the state government. They started vaccinating the animals because they want the human beings to be healthy. That's why whatever the human being consumed, it is the government intention to make sure that whatever they consumed is properly processed.
While urging the pastoralists to make good use of the opportunity of free vaccination for their animals, stakeholders said a greater understanding of the factors contributing to the disease pathogenesis and spread is needed.
Most animal diseases are about the portals that is affecting the health of humans. WHO has it that 75% of emerging and re-emerging diseases that affect human beings are from the animal angle. And for this reason, it's an annual exercise that all transboundary animal diseases are being vaccinated against, so that the portals from which these diseases come through to affect human beings are reduced to the barest minimum.
Adamawa State is a livestock state. It's a state that is into agri and predominantly livestock. It's about the leading state in the area of livestock. And the government has recognized that and recognized the importance of keeping our animals healthy. That's why we have this exercise, vaccination exercise. We had it last year, and we will continue to have it. We are aiming to have it for a stretch of 5 years.
They also appeal to the state government to hasten implementation of policies and programs that can bring an end to farmers' hardest clash in the state. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
Now for a look at the foreign scene, where Equatorial Guinea holds elections on Sunday, in which the world's longest standing leader, President Teodoro Obiang Nguema, will seek to extend his 43-year authoritarian rule marked by alleged rights abuses and corruption. The West African oil-producing nation of around 1.5 million has had only 2 presidents since independence from Spain in 1968. Obiang ousted his uncle Francisco Macias Nguema in a coup in 1979. The 80-year-old Obiang is always elected with over 90% of votes in polls international observers have questioned, and is vying for a 6th term against 2 other candidates, Andreas Esono Ondo and Benaventura Monsui Asumu. Parliamentary and local elections will be held at the same time. Oil and gas production accounts for around 3/4 of revenues in the OPEC member state, but output has dwindled in recent years to around 93,000 barrels per dollar from around 160,000 barrels per day in 2015 due to maturing fields. And in sports, Morocco boss Walid Regragui has called Burnley winger Anas Zraouri for his World Cup squad as replacement for the injured Amin Harit. 24-year-old Harit suffered knee ligament damage while playing for Marseille on Sunday and has been ruled out from the finals in Qatar. Zraouri was born in Michelin and has never played for Morocco, having turned out for Belgium's under-21 side as recently as September. The 22-year-old could now be in line to play for the Atlas Lions against the country of his birth in Group F, where Morocco also faced Croatia and Canada. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. For more news, you can subscribe to watch us live on YouTube and, of course, follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.